Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli. This is episode number 46, and as you guys will be watching this video on Saturday morning, if you want to see another episode of the RTG later on today, then get this video to 1,234 likes, and I'll upload another episode later on this afternoon before the Champions League final later on tonight. And who do you guys think is going to win that Champions League final tonight, by the way? Juventus or Real Madrid? Let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, for a double episode upload day, get this video to 1,234 likes, and I'll upload episode number 47 later on today. But still, coming into this episode here, we decided to take a look at our budget once again. There's nothing in there, just to clarify once more. We've got no money whatsoever to work with, and also we had a bid for Poulsen from Borussia Mönchengladbach, but we turned it down as he is one of our top scorers of the division this season. And also as well, I offered Justin Bilo a couple of contracts as well. Now, I accidentally deleted the first email where it says declined his contract, although you can see it in my inbox here, as Wei Sheng Chai is off to Ireland, as he's an academy player with basically no potential, it seems. But Bilo turned down his first contract because the club couldn't afford his sign-on bonus, which is, I mean, that is a real sign of the times right here at the Millentor Stadion. We couldn't afford the player's sign-on bonus to give him a contract extension, and then he turned down the second one because he wanted a greater squad role at the club. And Leno's here. Sebastian Hon is now coming. He's the same rating and a year younger, and of course we seem to prefer him more than Bilo, and you guys certainly do. So I thought, well, because of that, we may as well put him on the transfer list. And the funny thing was, he was on the transfer list. I offered him a contract. It was turned down. Then it was taken off the transfer list, mysteriously. I don't know by who. And now I put him back on again. So it's the merry-go-round with Justin Bilo right now. He doesn't know where he's going or staying. But it seems like he is going to go. Put him on the transfer list. He's not going to get a new contract. And that looks like that will be the end of Justin Bilo's career, which is kind of annoying because when he was first signed, I thought he was going to be our future #1. But he's been overtaken now by Leno and Hon. And he doesn't seem to have much of a future here unless he's going to accept a third choice goalkeeping role, which is highly unlikely. But also Niels Graff is off to Bielefeld on a 2-year loan. We also had a bid for Thomas Olivier, a man which we rejected, and a big bid for Amato Cicciaretti as well. CSKA Moscow came in for our Italian cam and offered us £21.5 million. Now that's £6 million over his valuation, but Cicciaretti has been playing some great football this season. He leads the league in assists, as you can see in the top right there. I could have just, you know, cropped that top right for you, so it saves me talking about it. But yeah, Cicciaretti's been fantastic this season, one of our players of the year so far. So we asked CSKA Moscow to give us 40 million, otherwise they can get lost. And then a day afterwards, we had another bid for Cicciaretti, this time from Mönchengladbach. Moving on from Poulsen, going in for Cicciaretti, £18 million, 3.5 million fewer than CSKA Moscow were prepared to give us. Once again, though, we stated £40 million, otherwise we're not interested. So a big transfer offer for one of our star players here, as Chai does indeed go to Bohemian for £120,000. But I'm not going to settle for anything under, let's say, £30 million, because he is such a good player. Like, Cicciaretti is a really good player. We picked him on a free transfer for Season 2, and he's been fantastic since then. CSKA came back to us, said he'd give us £23.460290, which is an oddly specific amount. But I was thinking about accepting it, because it is still a decent amount of money. It's £8 million over his valuation, but Cicciaretti has been a really good player this season, and whilst we possibly could replace him with that amount of money, we wouldn't be able to do much better than Cicciaretti right now, as Mönchengladbach also gave us an oddly specific amount, £23,213,924. But I was thinking, you know, we could possibly replace him with that amount of money, but what would be the point? Cicciaretti this season has been absolutely fantastic, and whoever we get to replace him, there's no guarantee he'll be just as good. Cicciaretti, in my opinion, is just too important to let go. So I stalled the bids. I thought, I'll think about it, I'll consider it. But then I consulted the stats he's had this season, and as you can see, he's been one of our best players this season, probably our 3rd or 4th best player this year. 4 goals and 6 assists, so 10 direct contributions to goals in 14 Bundesliga games, average rating of 7.9. We're in 2nd place, we won 10 of our 16 games. Cicciaretti Charities been a big reason why. So I decided in the end to reject both of those bids, and despite them being big transfer offers, the most amount of money we've received for one player so far in the series, I decided to turn them both down. It is true, we've got no money with St. Pauli right now, and in order to sign some players in January, we know we have to sell some players, but why would you sell one of your most important players for a fee that's not even that much over his valuation, especially when he's been playing so well? So in the end, I think rejecting those bids was the right thing to do. They were big transfer offers, you know, they really were, but he's such a key member of our side. To sell him for anything under the £30 million, I think would have been a bad decision. So yeah, Charities stays, hashtag Charities stays, and I think it was the right thing to do. I think, you know, in terms of taking St. Pauli forward, it's best not to get rid of one of your best players for a fee which wouldn't be astronomical and would help you sign a better player guaranteed, who would be guaranteed to perform better, right? So yeah, Charities stays, and I think it was the right thing to do. But we did sell some players though. Sholter is going, Kang Dong is off to Sligo Rovers, so 2 Chinese talents off to the Irish League, so like my Wexford Youth save here with Shy. But yeah, Sholter's gone, and Kang Dong has gone as well. We also loaned out a player to Yeovil as well. Now, of course, some of those youth players right there, some do have potential, some don't, but a lot of them are under 60, so I can't actually check their potential right now. And I think most of them probably aren't going to get enough first team football to really develop properly. So we have so many like youth players in our team right now who we don't really have much of, much knowledge on how good they're going to be. So we're just selling them for whatever we can get right now, and I think that's the right thing to do because they're never going to get exposure, and they're just taking up space right now here at St. Pauli, and they're a bit of a waste of time. But also as well, my manager rating has now dropped to a 71 as well. Some of you guys querying why that is, because of course last season we ended on a 91, I think it is, but it's now 71 due to not meeting some of our off-the-pitch objectives. But really, I'm not fussed about our off-the-pitch objectives. I'm fussed about what seeing right now, the league table, where we are sitting in 2nd place and going into today's game here against Eintracht Frankfurt, who a few episodes ago I mistakenly said they took on Wolfsburg in a relegation playoff in real life this season. It was of course Eintracht Braunschweig. You guys corrected me, so thank you for that. But we take on Frankfurt, and a win in this game will send us top of the table ahead of Bayern Munich by a single point. So as we welcome the side currently sitting bottom of the table right now, we're certainly fancying our chances of going back to top spot in the Bundesliga and trying to prove our worth as championship caliber. So first chance of the game would fall 90 minutes in. First game after our winter break, trying to get ourselves in front earlier. Chichariti on the ball found Victor Andrade. We gave it back to our Italian cam, who tried to get inside. We got a little bit lucky, but it came back to Chichariti, who levered the ball so hard it ricocheted out of the goal after smacking the back of the net. Chichariti then celebrates, doing his best Homer Simpson impression on the floor, and fires us in front and marks his stay with a goal 21 minutes into the game. So St. Pauli 1, Frankfurt 0. We have the lead. We had some bad luck in the last episode. A bit of good fortune here though. Chichariti robs the number 19, who has a fresh air swipe when trying to clear the ball and smashes it into the top corner. So much shot power in that. What a finish. And Chichariti has now got his 5th goal in the Bundesliga, and it's safe to say just 21 minutes in, I was already breathing a huge sigh of relief and knowing that I'd made the right call, keeping him here and not cashing in on the Italian. So 1-0 to St. Pauli. Poulsen then tried to score his 2nd goal in 4 games here in the 37th minute, but the goalkeeper made a very important save and turned it behind for a corner. So still 1-0, and at the break we were still leading by that slender advantage. But in the second half, just past the hour mark, our opponents had a great chance to get back on level terms as the visitors broke us down with Mark Stendera on the ball, getting past Tony Valena and going down this left-hand side. Eventually Valena was beaten. Stendera continued his run into the box, took around Odger, then Valena again, gave it to his man who played it inside towards Mascarell, who smashed the ball in at the near post, and with 24 minutes remaining in the game, Frankfurt equalised and pegged us back to put the game back on level terms. So St. Pauli 1, Frankfurt 1, and the defending for this goal was absolutely tragic. Our defending of late has been really poor. We started off the season really strong, only conceding a handful of goals in the first few games, but of late our form, especially defensively, has just been so poor. We're really struggling to keep clean sheets right now, and that goal was a big reason why. You know, our defence was all over the place there. I was running around like a headless chicken with the defenders, and eventually Frankfurt got themselves inside and got the equalising goal. So St. Pauli 1, Frankfurt 1, and it was looking like we were going to slip up once again, but with 14 minutes to go, we would get ourselves back in front through El Toro scoring a big goal after playing a 1-2 with Moses the Engine Odger, smashing the ball in, making it 2-1, and we had our lead restored with just under quarter of an hour to play. So El Toro played it through to Odger. He held the ball up inside the area, gave it straight back to the Argentine centre forward, and what a finish that was, right into the back of the net. No chance for the goalkeeper for him to score his 9th goal of the season, and he's now just one away from getting into double figures for the first time in his career. So St. Pauli 2, Frankfurt 1. With 8 minutes to go, a great chance to make it 3-1 though. Moses found Jeremy Toljan, who was in to score his first goal of the club. He did just that and wrapped the points up with 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Ran to the cameraman as the teammates would come and celebrate with him as we would score a crucial goal that would wrap up the 3 points and send us back to top of the table for the first time in a few games. So delighted with that. We've had our fair share of slip-ups in recent weeks. That loss to Freiburg was extremely disappointing in the last game, in the last episode, losing 3-1, but this time that scoreline goes in our favour as Toljan scores his first goal for the club after coming off the bench and securing the 3 points. So final score at the Minotaur, St. Pauli 3, Frankfurt 1. A huge victory for the Buccaneers, and that man right there, Charities, was the guy that started it all off. And you can see his reaction. He's so glad to be staying in Hamburg, and we're so glad to still have him here. He's a big reason as to why we've gone top of the table, and he certainly was in this game as well. So St. Pauli 3, Frankfurt 1. We get the win. We once again leapfrog Bayern. We are now exactly halfway through the season, and we sit top of the table with 36 points. There is a very long way to go in this season, but right now we are sitting pretty, we are looking good, and we are desperate to prove we have got what it takes to stay top of the table for the remainder of the season and end up as champions of the Bundesliga. But that will end today's episode of our RTG career mode, guys, so a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, then please do leave a like. Don't forget 1,234 likes and I'll upload the next episode in a few hours time. So thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you for the next episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli later today.